This weekend, I had several dreams, and portion of the dream, I received instructions from the Lord to share. So, the setting of this dream, it was basically I was standing, it was raining, um, outside, observing, looking at a car, a vehicle, and it looks like it was a red Mercedes, which is interesting. Um, but it was which would have been appealing to me because of me having one. Perhaps that was the way it was presented in a dream for a reason. Um, but it was looked like a red Mercedes, and it was presented as like an upgrade to um, my current Mercedes car. So basically, probably a newer model with additional technologies that currently does not exist in the year and model that I currently have. So that there was the draw and the appeal of getting something newer, more upgraded, and in the dream, I visioned. I can't really explain it, but I saw like the hood of the car, front the hood of the car was up. It's raining, it's dark, and it was like someone was speaking to me about all the reasons why I should just get this car, go ahead and get the car. And it was like I saw like a hologram numbers with these numbers, and the numbers that stood out was 50,000, 3.6 million, 4.4% APR. Now, if you know anything about purchasing a car and the calculating if it's if those numbers make sense or not, um, immediately when I saw the numbers, it was a little confusing because I'm like, these numbers just don't make sense to me, and I'm trying to figure out what they mean. If okay, 4.4 APR, not bad. Okay, 50,000, like what is that? Is that 50,000 miles? Is that the cost of the car? So if the car is 50,000, right now, it was like the 3.6 million was representing what you would pay after however amount of years. And I'm like, that's just not make sense. It's like the sale price was 50, but 3.6 million was signifying what the pay in full amount would be, but that doesn't match up with the 4.4% APR. If you understand, how long am I paying for this car? How many years am I paying for this car? Why would this car in the end be worth or would be costing me 3.6 million? So it just didn't make any sense. And I was trying to figure it out, and it was like, it just didn't, the price paid after the terms of the contract um, wasn't making sense. It didn't seem like it was a good deal. So in the dream, I decided um, I think I was trying to decide whether it was a good deal or not. And I think I decided that it was making sense, and I was going to buy it. Now, when I went to God and in prayer, the message and interpretation that he gave me specifically in the urging in my spirit, after being in his presence, he told me that this message needs to be, that I need to share the message. And the message is, what he's saying is that we need to take a look under the hood, that we need to look at the terms and conditions and numbers on all contracts and agreements that are being presented to us at this time. And the warning is, do not enter into bad deals out of necessity. Do not be swayed and blinded by how good a thing looks on the surface, to take a look under the hood. See, when I was standing there in the rain and in the dark and just trying to get out of get into a vehicle, in the backstory in that dream is that I didn't share yet, is that the conditions I was in made me feel like I had to make a decision. I had to hurry up and make a decision. The conditions, the rain and the weather, and there were other things in the dream that made me, that just necessitated that I had to have this vehicle right now to change my current situation. And so I was making a decision in the dream, although there was a warning that the numbers and the terms and the conditions did not make sense and that it was going to cost me in the long run. And yet I still moved out of feeling like there was like I had to, and I accepted and bought the this brand new Mercedes, that I'm like, okay, well, it's a Mercedes and it's beautiful and it's everything. It's shiny. It's perfect color. It has all the features. It lured me, and it was like I wanted it. And so even though something didn't sit well, that the numbers didn't make sense, I still decided to go ahead and make the purchase. So as I said again, the what God said was, do not move hastily. Do not be swayed and blinded by how good a thing looks on the surface, and take a look under the hood. When the conditions that are in adds pressure for us to make a decision, or make us feel boxed in, we feel we need it, and we do this sometimes. The enemy would present a thing to you when you know, when your current conditions makes you builds added pressure, and makes you feel like you're at your wit's end. And when you're looking for an answer and you're eager and you're desperate, that's when he can come in and present to you the shiny, shiny, shiny red apple. In this case, the nice shiny red Mercedes. And the enemy would present a thing packaged, sparkling and wowing you. And that was what took place. And that is what God is saying. God is saying, again, take a look under the hood. Do not just look at the surface. Pay attention and look at the numbers. Does it make sense? Do the math. Does it make sense? Is it a good deal? Does it make sense? Read the fine print. Seek guidance through the Holy Spirit, and listen to the Spirit of God, who would guide you in all truth. Cancel all bad deals. This is the message. God bless.